Well, good morning, gentlemen. I'm Bobby Parata. I'm your Secretary General.
Well, let me at the outset thank our host, TRNC Development Bank, represented here by Mr. Ahmed Atena and another director, for kindly agreeing to host these meetings as well as the board meeting here. And again, thank all of you for participation at this event in Cairo. Getting on to the agenda of the meeting, the first item on the agenda is the second item now is I call this meeting to order formally, and moving on to the approval of the minutes of the 72nd board meeting held in Siem Reap, Cambodia. The minutes have been sent by email, I think, to all the board members some time ago, and also it will find copies in your folder. Are there any corrections or amendments which anybody wishes to propose? I'm sure that they would have been, if there were any, they would have been proposed earlier when the minutes came in. There are no corrections. Can I please ask someone to propose the adoption of the minutes, please? Anybody was? Yes. Thank you. Somebody to second? Second. Thank you. The minutes are duly adopted. This board meeting we have in three parts. Main item in the board meeting is the Secretary General's report, which is actually in three parts. Part one is the routine items, where matters which have already been discussed by the board, and these are reported because to bring it into the context of the minutes and have it properly recorded. The second part comprises matters that require the consent of the board. And the third part are matters for approval of the board, which can have a long-term impact on the association, which are of a strategic nature. Now, to take us forward, I would like to call upon Mr. Bobby Peralta to take us through the Secretary General's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning again, members of the board, guests around this table. As Mr. Chairman said, I will start with the routine matters, and if you go to page 4, we'll start with membership matters. By the way, has everybody has a copy of the board folder, so you can follow? Okay. Mark, do you have a copy of the? No? Do you have extra? No? Okay. Yes, so we'll start with the members count. As Mr. Chairman said, we have now 127 members from 44 countries and territories, up from 120 last October 31st. In terms of those who are attending this annual conference, we have actually 78 delegates and 22 accompanying persons, so that's about 100 of us here from overseas attending this conference. Number of institutions, 45, including guests and partners, as well as number of countries and territories, 22. In terms of country host program is the service of the Secretariat, wherein a visiting member in a member's country, we can help organize their meetings and sessions. So we have helped 12 member institutions, numbering 19, but most of these are have been hosted here in Manila at the Secretariat office. In terms of database, we have database for members, CEOs, participants, and consultants, so it's a continuous upgrading. And if you would refer to Annex 1, you'll see, give it some time to scan over. First would be the list of members. Member institutions numbering 127. The next paper you'll see were the prospective members invited in December 2010, February 11, and so on. Annex 1B will show you the list of delegates that are attending this year's annual meetings. Annex 1C are, as I mentioned, visitors and those members being helped by the Secretariat in their visit to Manila. Maybe at this point, Mr. Chairman, if you allow, you have two board members who came in. Maybe you can introduce Ms. Dr. Orson and Mr. Pistro.
Just introduce yourself briefly for the benefit of the...
Okay. So I'm Son Mentor from Rural Development Bank of Cambodia.
Sir, please.
Good morning. I'm Pishro from Pankap Industry and Mine from Iran.
And I think we have a leader from ITC, International Trade Center. Could you please?
My name is Angela Strong. I'm with the International Trade Center, and we're hoping to launch a very big project with ADFIAP in the coming months.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll move on now to training. That's on page 5. As you know, we have several programs. I'll start with the SME Finance Initiative Program. This program of your association is really a knowledge and business forum in support of small and medium enterprises. ADFIAP has conducted conferences, seminars, study tour programs since the project was launched in 2005, and at this point this is actually very timely because Ms. Angela's institution, the International Trade Center in Geneva, is also part of this SME Finance Initiative. One of the activities we did during the period of this report was we organized a memorandum of understanding signing on November 12 between ADFIAP and its member Planters Development Bank in the Philippines. As you know, Planters Development Bank is the SME bank, so-called, in the Philippines. And they've created a SME center that provides not only training but also capacity building and advocacy. And this was done in Manila. Our chairman and our treasurer, Ambassador Tambunting, signed the MOU. Subsequently, we have organized one event called SME Solutions for Banks, done in February 4. We had 18 participants from member development banks as well as commercial banks in providing support for DFCC, our chairman's bank subsidiary company, Synopsys, that among others are producing a mobile banking platform. On February 26, ADFIAP Consulting, as you know, ADFIAP has a small consulting team, came out and developed an SME lending business management system which provides a holistic approach